Sewage water from Mexico is pouring into San Diego, and service members are training in it. The VA is sending telehealth mental health therapists back to the office, which is causing clinicians to worry about confidentiality. How to protect yourself against VA rating changes, actor Sean Kanan appears in a VetComm commercial, and so much more.
With the person.
Just out here today down at the border.
Yes. If you look back in history, when we're a
Powerful force. We have helped put almost $2 billion in veterans' pockets, and it never seems to be enough.
Welcome back, veterans, to another episode of VetComm News, your go-to source for veteran news, current events, and all the incredible work that's happening here in the VetComm community. I'm Rachel Hernandez. I'm the manager of communications here at VetComm, and as always, we've got a lot in store for you today, so let's dive right in. Yes, you heard me right. Sewage from Tijuana has been flowing into the Pacific Ocean and up San Diego's beaches for decades now. The crisis has continued to worsen in recent years, and it's had devastating effects on the area. Closed beaches, illnesses from exposure to wastewater, business closures, property value loss. San Diego's service members have been training in the contaminated water for decades, and VetComm CEO Kate Monroe recently took to Fox News to call out Mexico for perpetuating chemical warfare against the U.S. Take a listen.
Meantime, raw sewage flowing from the Tijuana River is now contaminating Southern California's coastline, exposing some U.S. military service members to a host of health hazards. Let's bring in Marine veteran and VetComm founder Kate Monroe, along with retired Navy SEALs Robert Sweetman and Jeff Gum. Thank you all for coming on. Kate, you call this chemical warfare. What do you mean by that?
Well, they're perpetrating chemical warfare on our country by not stopping the thousands and thousands of gallons of raw sewage. These Navy SEALs, the tip of the spear of the military in our country, is essentially chugging and nearly drowning in other people's fecal matter, drugs that are contaminated there, diseases. You should not have to serve your country with a side of GERD, IBS, cancers, your skin falling off. It's absolutely insane that we've allowed it to go on this long. And my hope is that this administration will put an end to it.
I mean, the EPA administrator wants to get it done here, Kate, but the president has also, had this willingness to say this thing needs to be stopped and now.
Well, it absolutely does. This has the potential. I serve veterans with my company, hundreds and hundreds of them coming to us. It's going to cost billions of dollars to compensate all these people through the VA. It will be the next Camp Lejeune water crisis that will cost our country $20 to $30 billion. It has to end now.
It's a shame.
And the story doesn't end there. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin was in San Diego this week to meet with local officials, tour a wastewater treatment facility, hold a news conference, and take a helicopter tour of the border to assess the situation firsthand. Our Kate Monroe met with Zeldin to be a voice for the city's service members. Be sure to tune in next week. We'll have more coverage on this. And back in VA news, the department is reconsidering the decision to put telehealth mental health therapists back in physical offices. This according to NPR. This follows concerns about patient privacy and quality of care for veterans. Some clinicians fear that the available office spaces, which often resemble call centers, wouldn't allow for confidential therapy sessions as required by federal law and professional standards. In response to this concern, the VA issued a memo stating that therapists must work in environments that promote trusted, confidential, and therapeutic relationships with veterans. It emphasized that telehealth spaces should offer privacy equal to in-person consultations. Despite the memo, clinicians aren't sure whether they can actually continue to work from home if private offices aren't available. Find that full article linked down below. And on that note, the VA reports that there's been a 12% increase in telehealth use by veterans so far this year. According to the department, about 92% of vets who use telehealth are satisfied with it, and about the same percent say that they trust video telehealth calls after participating in them. The VA reports that these numbers show the best veteran experience feedback in the last 4 years. All right, if you're a veteran or you know someone who's a veteran, and I know you do because you're watching this video right now, you need to hear about VetComm. Founded by veterans for veterans, VetComm is on a mission to ensure that every single disabled veteran receives the VA disability compensation they're owed. We helped over 10,000 veterans receive over $2 billion in lifetime VA disability compensation just last year. And this year, we expect to help 20,000 veterans receive more than $5 billion. Now it's your turn. Let us help you get your VA claim filed or help you get a higher rating. We help our clients with tech assistance, real-time claim submission support, comprehensive C&P exam prep, and more. Visit vetcomm.us right now or comment free claim review down below. You served your country, now let VetComm serve you. All right, and the entire Saving My Dolbow docu-series is out right now on our channel. It's a heartbreaking story about a former National Guardsman who's living just a degree above homelessness, and he's been fighting for VA disability benefits for decades. CEO Kate Monroe and the VetComm team recently took a trip to visit him to take you inside his life. Mike was gracious enough to welcome us into his home and share his story with us. It's a sad one, but unfortunately it's not unlike thousands of other veterans in America. We're working to provide him with the resources and the help he needs. Take a peek at what's out now.
Hello, my name is Mike Dolbow, and I'd like to share my story with you.
When I was 17, I went into the Army National Guard. I was in the unit for about a year before the very bad things happened.
Yep.
Veterans, stand up. Do not let this pass. Mike is one of us.
I mean, I still bear the scars of what they did.
You are that veteran. You are him. That's why we're here. Let's put the mask on you first, and then we'll go help everybody else.
The whole series is out right now. You definitely don't want to miss his story. Watch it and let us know what you think needs to be done to help veterans like Mike. All right, as you heard at the beginning of this video, actor Sean Kanan will be appearing in a VetComm commercial. You may know him from Cobra Kai, Karate Kid, The Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital, and more. He's helping us support veterans. And Soap Central even picked up the story. Find the link to that story down below. Do you have questions about VA claims? Our CEO, Kate Monroe, will be going live every Thursday at 3:30 Pacific time to answer your questions about veteran benefits. It'll be hosted on all VetComm US social media accounts and on Zoom. We know you've got those questions, so head to the link in the description to get that Zoom link right now. And just another reminder that we've got merch. We've got our very own VetComm branded clothing and accessories available for you guys right now. This has been made possible through our partnership with Really Designs. That's a veteran-owned business. Check out the full line of product at the link down in the description. The VA's OIG recently released a report on the hiring and retention of claim processors, and it includes the top reasons why they leave. Here's TheCivDiv with more.
The OIG has published a brand new report on hiring claims processors, which are going to be your veteran service representatives and your rating veteran service representatives, or your VSRs and RVSRs. What I'm going to do is just pull up the OIG report here, and I'm going to leave it below in the pinned comments as always. But here's the OIG report. We're also going to hit download report and go look at specific data, because I think that part really matters for the message I'm trying to convey here. But the expansion of benefits under the PACT Act of 2022 made the VBA increasing capacity to process the influx of claims. We know that the VA had to hire claims processors because of the PACT Act. Got it. By September of 23, VBA had sought to hire 2,520 claims processors, VSRs and RVSRs, and reported exceeding its goal by hiring 3,279 claims processors. The OIG conducted this audit to determine whether VBA followed required steps to hire qualified claims processors using PACT Act funds.
The link to that full video is down below. What can you do to protect yourself against any VA rating changes? Though he doesn't think veterans really need to worry, Jason of Veteransinfotap here on YouTube has a few key pieces of advice for vets who may want to make their rating more airtight. Here he is with more.
Hey, thanks for making it to Veteransinfotap. I'm glad you made it. Look, I wanted to talk about protecting yourself and protecting your ratings. The best way to do that, with all the changes that are happening, I have seen multiple comments about what is going to happen with VA disability, and all of that stuff. Look, my personal opinion is your VA ratings are not going to go away. That's my first initial thought. But what I did want to throw out there to you is, in the event that something did happen drastically, where they were eliminating or changing how they rate or anything like that, what is probably the best position to be in? So bear with me as I kind of just talk about this. It's just something that I wanted to address, and I wasn't really sure how to really, I guess, address it other than just kind of have that conversation. So this is just kind of a me talking to you, if this is something that you're somewhat worried about, just to give kind of, I guess, my thoughts on it. Now, For me, I think that the best position to be in is already having your ratings secured. You're already rated, right? The next best position is that those ratings are considered static. And then the next would be is that you had, 20 years, right? So you have all these different kind of levels of protection. You have the 5-year rule, you have the 55-year-old rule, and I'll kind of talk about that a little bit too. But as you have all of these different, I guess, milestones that you'll pass, having a static condition, you're over 55, you've had it for over 5 years, maybe you've now hit the 10-year mark, now you've hit the 20-year mark, maybe you're permanent in total. All of these things are layers of protection, and I think that if you back it all the way up, just simply being rated for your condition, specifically that it would be a static type of a condition. In other words, the VA does not think that there's going to be any room for improvement. If the VA does not think that there's room for improvement, they're going to deem that condition static. If they deem that condition static, then you don't have a future exam. So that's the best place, I think, to start with, because once they give it to you, it's highly, highly unlikely that moving forward, even if they did some sort of a weird change, that they would rip that away from you.
See that full video over at Veterans Infotap. All right, that's all for now. VetComm News drops every Thursday, and we post a ton of great informational content here on this channel. So make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, share, subscribe. I'm Rachel Hernandez, and this has been VetComm News. We'll see you next time.